Hello, my name's Elizabeth and I'm here from Tyne Valley Motorhomes doing the handover video of the Adria Matrix 600 DT+. Behind the driver's door you'll find the point where you hook your van up, which is just here. All you do to hook it up is you lift the collar, align the point in the van and just push it up. And also next to it you've got your 12 volt TV port for your outside TV if you wish. And you've also got two USB ports just below as well. So just behind your habitation door, you've got your cassette locker. As long as the blade on the inside of the toilet is closed, you can pull the orange handle up and just slide it out. There's a little handle as well if you want to roll it to the point instead of carrying it, because they can be a bit heavy. And when it comes to emptying it, all you do is you turn the spout out slightly, unscrew the lid, and then before tipping it up, just press this orange button in, just let some air in to stop it clogging. Empty it out, fill it again with a little bit of water, just give it a slush round, empty it out, and then before you put it back in, just put some blue or green liquid, depending on what the site prefers. Pop it back in, screw your cap back on, and then all you do is slide it back in, and that's how you empty your cassette. So behind the cassette toilet, you've got your garage door. Inside, you've got 6 tethering points that are adjustable, so you can just move them along depending on where you need them. You've got your awning handle. You've got 2 lights, and you just turn them on with a little button on the top. And then on the other side, you've got a 12 volt charging point if you've got any bikes or you want sort of a bit more fridge room. And you've also got a 3-point socket. At the top of the van you've got your reversing camera, and then in the middle you've got your bike rack fittings ready to fit a bike rack, and along the bottom you've got 4 reversing sensors. Ready? So on the passenger side of the garage you've also got a shelf that drops down, so all you do is turn this around and then it just drops down, and you've got some extra shelf space if you need it. Next to the Next to your trimmer air vent, you've got your 2 water sources. Lock it, put it back on, turn it and lock it, and that's your fresh water. Next we have the gas locker. In here you can fit 2 6-kilogram bottles. Always make sure you have them secured in these 2 black ties, just so they're secure for when you're travelling. When you connect your bottle, remember it's opposite ways being gas, so it's left to tighten, right to loosen. And if you ever can't get the gas through, make sure you press this down for at least 10 seconds and you'll hear a push of air going through. And also, if this yellow bit's ever pushed out, just push it in for 10 seconds as it's a crash valve, so if it's out you won't get any gas through. Behind the passenger door is where you fill up your diesel and AdBlue. You just use your ignition key to open the cap, and when filling the AdBlue, it's generally cheaper to fill up on a pump where Arctic lorries get it, as it's slightly cheaper than buying on the drum. Just inside the passenger door you've got your advised tyre pressures, and just behind the door you've got your bonnet release. Under the bonnet, the main things you'll probably want to focus on is your screen washer fluid. You've got your engine coolant, your brake fluid, that's where you fill your oil up. Here's your negative point, and then the positive is just down here. It's usually covered up by this little black cap, but these are for if you need to receive or give a jump start. You've also got your plates on the front here with all the information from Adria. Right. So the first thing you want to do when you get in the van, as long as you are hooked up, just press this button. It's a master switch, so nothing else in the van will work unless that's turned on. From here you can see all your settings that are currently set at the minute, but we've not turned anything on. This one shows you your engine and leisure battery. To get a true reading, take it off, hook up, otherwise you'll just get your charging rate. The one below your battery is your water level, so you can see we've got 50% of fresh water, 0 waste. This is just a back button. Next up here we've got lights, so both are off at the minute. So use this little turn dial here to select which one you want, and then just click it to turn your internal lights on, and then you've got your awning light. This shows you your temperature inside and outside. You've got your settings, so you can go through and change depending on if you need to change the time and date, change the panel backlighting. This will turn your pump on or off. Make sure you've always got water in your freshwater tank before turning the pump on or you'll damage it. You can turn it round, turn it on or off, or you can click it. Next to it, we'll go through the Truma control panel. So whichever icon is flashing is the one that you've got selected. So this one is your temperature inside, it's your heating. So at the minute it's off. All you do is turn the dial round. You can go up to 30 degrees. As long as the temperature set is higher than the outdoor temperature, the heating will kick in. Next along, you've got your water, so you can have off, eco, hot or boost. Boost just takes the power from the heating for half an hour to get your hot water quicker. Next along, you've got your energy, so you can have either electric on 2 kilowatts, 1 kilowatt, mixed, which is gas and electric, or just gas. If you're while camping, you just use gas, but we'll use 2 at the moment. You've also got your heating fan speed, so you can have it on eco or high. Just means eco it'll just blow the air around gently. High will just get the heating around a little bit quicker. You can also set a timer if you want to, change the time of the van, and also you've got heating. If you ever get a little warning triangle here, which shows an error, go all the way through to reset and then preset, and it will just reset all the settings and take away the error. But then you will have to go through all your settings again and reset everything. The hobs are super simple. You've got 3 gas ring burners. As long as you've got your control panel switched on, you'll have the spark. All you do is turn it round, bring the gas through. if you run out of gas, or if you're just putting the gas on for the first time, before you put your heating or hot water on, make sure you run the gas through the hobs and cookers, as this is the highest point where the gas will come through. And if you've had your hobs on, don't put the glass lid down until these are cool, otherwise it will shatter. To use your cooker and grill, all you do is turn it round, press the spark, and you'll light your cooker, and the exact same for the grill. Behind here, you've got your internal gas isolation valves. You don't necessarily need to worry about them. They are mostly used for habitation service, just to check each individual gas appliance is working correctly. This is just showing you that the hot water is working. So we're just going to show you how to make the front dinette bed up. So the first thing you want to do is push your table down, and then you secure it with a little lever here, just so it doesn't come up in the middle of the night. You then want to pull the support bar out and put the legs down, and then the table just folds over like that. And then to get a bit more of a comfortable sleep, pull the seats that you sit on into the middle, and then the backrests, turn them around slightly so the thicker bit is at the back where your head or feet will be. The final bed should look like this. If you want a slightly more comfortable sleep, you can always get a mattress topper just to go over the top of the cushions, as sometimes the cracks in between the cushions can be a bit uncomfortable. So now we're going to show you how to get the travel seats up. You've got to move all the cushions that you don't need out of the way. There's a little wooden bit at the bottom that just comes up. It's easier if you don't have too many hands, just put the seat belt to hold that up while you pull the back of the chair up, push that in, and then you can pull the headrest up to whatever height you need. Put the bit of wood back down, but leave the folded bit over, and you can slide this partition so you've got a bit of leg room. And then the cushion that was there before, just put that in the place where you're going to sit. And in the back cupboards, you usually store the backrests, as it's a little bit different on the back. It just fits around the backrest. Slide that in, push it in, and you've got your travel seats ready to go. When using the toilet, always make sure you have the water pump turned on. And all you do is you press this blue button here, and you'll get a flow of fresh water into the toilet. Use the toilet and then make sure you shut the blade once you're done. Not only so you can get the cassette out of the van, also so you don't get any smells coming through. When the cassette is full, there'll be a little red light that comes on here just to indicate that it's full and time to be emptied. In the back of the bathroom, you've got two big cupboard doors. All you do is press the button in and you get a little handle to pull it out. You've got some hanging space and also two drawers for clothes. Just below the cupboard, you've got another little door, so you've got quick access to your garage. When the shower doors are closed, they're held together by a magnet. There's also a magnet on either side of the shower walls, which are pretty strong, so when you come to close your doors, you've got to give them quite a hard tug and you've got your shower in the back, a rail and a skylight. The rail's quite useful if you've been out and you've been caught in the showers in the rain. You can hang your wet clothes up in here, turn the heating on, and it provides a good quick drying area, and it doesn't matter if the clothes drip because you've got drainage. In the front of the cab, the first thing we'll go through is changing your wing mirror angles. So you just use this little turn dial here to select which mirror you want, and then you push it up and down to get the perfect angle. Next, you've got your electronic handbrake, so you just put your foot on the brake, push it forward to turn it off, and pull it back to turn it on. On the front of the steering wheel, you've got on the left hand side, if your phone's connected, you can answer a call, do voice command, or hang up. And on this side, you can go through different settings on your dash, so you can check your AdBlue levels, your battery charge, oil life. You can also go through multiple different settings. You can have a visual miles per hour next to your normal gauge. And on the right hand side, you've got your cruise control settings. Behind the steering wheel, where your hands would normally sit, you've got these three controls. So the middle button will mute and unmute the radio, and then you've got controls to turn the radio up or down. On the left hand side, you can change from phone to FM to DAB, and also go through the channels up or down as well. On the right side, you've got your wiper controls, so you can manually push them up or down or change the speed settings. And on the left side, you've got your indicators and your lights. As well as controlling your radio through your steering wheel, you can control it through the touchscreen. So you can go through different radio stations. The volume button is just down here. You can browse different stations. You can connect your phone via the USB port down here. You can go through different control settings, change your clock, date. You've got your air controls, you can turn fan speed up or down, the heating. You can change where you want the air to blow throughout the van. You've got your hazards, volume control as well. You can also mute or turn the radio off just by pressing the on and off button down. You can lock the van from within inside. And you've also got hill descent control, which just helps when going down steep hills. You've got your 12 volt and another USB socket there as well. Under the passenger seat behind the driver's side, you've got your leisure battery. You've also got all your fuses. We'd always advise that you carry some spare fuses in case anything blows. You can replace it quick and easily if you're on holiday anywhere. Behind the seat, you've also got your battery isolation switch, so you can turn your leisure battery off if you're not using it for a couple of months over the winter. You've also got your trip box, so if you're ever on a site and you're hooked up but you're not receiving any power, you can trip the van. If the van trips, you know it's something within the van that's not working, but if the van doesn't trip, then you know it's a site issue and you'll have to speak to a site supervisor to get help and to resolve the issue. To operate the drop-down bed, all you've got to do is make sure that your control panel is on, and then you just press the arrow just next to the fridge and you'll hear the bed moving down. You can either drop it all the way down to the bottom, or if you're using it as bunk beds, just bring it halfway down so you've got a bit of headroom for both beds. To bring the bed back up, you just press the other side of the button and the bed will slowly go back into its original position. Just next to the table in the dining area, you've got an underfloor compartment which holds your fresh water tank. When you are winterising the van, or if you've taken on board a source of contaminated water, or if you are travelling a long distance and you want to get rid of some water weight, you can turn this black wheel about a quarter of the way and it will drain all the water bar about 20 litres, so you can still stop and use the toilet, have a cup of tea. But if you want to empty it all the way when you're winterising the van, just make sure the wheel's fully open and all the fresh water will drain out. Down the side of the passenger seat is the dirty water drain off. There's a little sticker just next to it explaining with the switch in the down position it is closed, and then if you flick it to the single line it will open and automatically drain out. If you're leaving a site and travelling home, you can leave it open just because the container is flat, so it'll just shake all the rest of the water, and then you can leave it open during winter just to stop any water freezing in the pipes. On the passenger side, just in front of the travel seat, is another little underfloor compartment. This has your boiler drain down valve in, so when you're winterising the van, make sure you've got the pump on, and then you turn this blue diamond switch to face the back of the van and you'll hear the water pouring out. To close it, turn the handle back and make sure you push this little blue button in at the side. That just shuts the valve off and stops the water draining out. When you are draining the boiler down for winter, as that's draining the water out, also turn your kitchen tap and your bathroom tap on and then leave them open so all the water drains out and nothing freezes in the taps over winter. You can also unscrew your shower head and leave that draining out just to keep all the water out of the pipes.